Now, the first thing you're going to want to do is get your 18 gauge wire. So this is a slightly thicker wire that I use in 18 gauge. I've got 1 meter of each. And then I'm going to put them crisscross like this right in the middle. And then I'm going to twist 1, 2, and 3. So it's like that. So twisted right in the middle. Then get your incense holder and take the top off. So then you've just got the bottom part of it. I'm just going to move my brew out of the way. Then get one side of your, well, one of the 4 wires that you have, because you should have 4 now coming from the centre. Hold this directly in the centre of your bottom part of your incense holder, like this, and hold it there with your finger and your thumb, like that. Then you want to get a piece of wire and put it up through one of these holes here. Can you see it's like the little triangular holes, and pull it all the way through. There. So I've pulled it all the way through, and then make sure it's still in the centre there, at the back. Then I'm going to go under again, the same hole with the same piece of wire, and secure it by pulling it through. But just make sure that that bottom is still in the centre. That's the first bit done. Then you want to count 3 spaces. So 3 of these little triangles, they're like kind of bells. So 1, 2, 3, and then that one. So it's like the 4th. So you'll have wire in there, then 1, 2, 3, and then you want your wire going through this one. So you'll have 3 spaces, and then you'll go through kind of the 4th. Again, through the bottom. And up. And there we go. Then count 1, 2, 3 again. Again, keep checking that that is in the centre. You don't want it to move out the centre. So then we have 1, 2, 3 space, and then we go through the 4th again. Do the exact same thing, put the wire through, and then go under again. And pull up. And then again, 1, 2, 3, and you go through the 4th. So you should have something now that is tied. You should have something now that is tied on each side like that. Now we've got our base. We're going to take some of these beads. Now I'm going to use 6mm clear beads, but you can use any beads that will fit through. That'll have a hole that'll fit through, if that makes sense, through the wire. And I'm just going to keep adding these beads onto the wire and then pop them all the way down to the base there. So now on this side I've added 5, 10, 15, 20 we'll go for, nice round number. 20 beads on this side, like this, and you're going to do the same on every single one, so on each wire you want 20 on each. Now that I've added 20 on each side, I'm going to get 2 on either side. So get 2 of the pieces of wire with beads on, and then fold them over like this, fold them over each other, and then do 1 twist and 2. That's it, just twice. And do the same on the other side. Put them together, just 2 of them, 1 piece of wire over the other, and twist 1 and 2. Just make sure you've got no gaps in your beads and that they're pushed right down to the end. Then get a wire from one side and a wire from the other side and crisscross them over each other, and then 1 twist, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to do it 8 times. Then I'm going to cut the ends of that. These 2 wires I'm going to spread out, and then I'm going to pull this one back on itself and make a little loop like that. And just, so it's a little loop. Right, so now I've got the loop. I'm just going to wrap the 2 remaining pieces of wire around the base once. And twice. And then I'm going to cut them ends off. And then just, so as you can see it looks all bent out of shape now, but the good thing about this wire is you can bend it back into shape. Just pull it up. And you can bend it back into that kind of triangular cone shape. Then just make sure your lid fits in there, which it should. If you've done 20 on each side, it should fit in very well, so that it looks like this. Now I'm going to start adding the chain to the bottom. So we're going to get some side chains here, and they're going to be 5 chains long. So you need 4 of them. So what you do is you get your chain, you get 5 beads on it, and then you open the link up on one side of that chain. Or if it doesn't link, you just need to cut the chain off there so that you do still have 2 links on the side, if that makes sense. But this one that you'll have in the kit will have links like this that you can close and open up. So you'll need 4 of them. Then what you want to do is get the little link that you just opened, if it's still open that is, and get your where I'm going to stick or link this back on is going to be on these little links here. So I'm going to hook that through where you've made the little loop, can you see? And then I'm going to close it on there. So it's basically the wire that you wrapped around before has created a little loop, and you're going to put your little link through that, and then it's going to be attached there. So I'll show you again. So I'm going to put my little it's just stuck a bit. There we go. And I'm going to stick it through that loop. Then I'm going to close it up. And then I'm going to put a chain that is 7 beads. Open one side of that. And close that link back up. Then I'm going to get a jump loop. And get your jump loop, open that up, and pop it through one side of your 7 beaded chain that you've just opened up, that you've just got. And then you're going to stick that around this very centre bit. So sometimes you have to kind of pull it out a bit. You see, so you've got a bit of a gap. Don't pull it too much, but... And then you want to get that jump loop around that centre bit so it sits there. So it needs to kind of sit there, if that makes sense, so it can't go any further. Then you've got all your chains on. Now we're going to add all our tiers. So the first thing we're going to do is open up the links on our 5 beaded chains that were on every side, you know, the 4 sides. All these are 5 beaded chains, and we're going to add these little tiers onto the links and then close them up so they attach. Ooh. What that was? Attached like that. And a piece of wax on me then. Oh, I think it's from this. It's got wax on it. Don't ask why. Then we have a tier. Again, put it on the link and close it up. This is just on the 5 beaded chain, not the middle one. And again, open up. So you add in them tier prisms with the gold edging to every single side piece, not the middle one. Now with the middle one, what you want to do is open up the link at the bottom and add it to your star, and then close it. Then get your thicker 18 gauge wire and just straighten that out. Should have 2 pieces in your kit. These are about 60 centimetres. I'll probably go up to about 80 centimetres. Yeah, 80 centimetres I will cut. 2 80 centimetre lengths, just because sometimes they can come up a bit short, but I should be alright. Now get to about halfway, cross them over. So you've got, you see, halfway. And then we're just going to twist. So together and then twist. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you're going to get these 2 pieces and cross them over. So like that. And then you're going to twist again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you should have something that looks like that. Then get your crystal and fit it into the hoop or loop you've just made, like that. Get 2 lengths and cross them over like this. And then, oh, is that right what I've done there? Just making sure I'm putting it in the right place. And then you're going to cross. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn it over and do the same thing on this side. Cross these over like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now you should have something that looks like this. So you've got crisscrossed on that side and that side. And now we're going to go to the side here. So turn it around and cross over. And then twist, 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 twist. I'm doing these all 4 times, by the way, if you haven't gathered. And then do the other side. So I went to there, turning it over. So there should be 4 sides to your crystal, and each side now. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. And now these 2 will come together, and then we'll twist. I'm probably going to twist all the way up with this one. When it comes close to the point, you just twist all the way up. So twist, 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 twist. So if you've not got to the point here and you've got a bit of a longer one, you'll keep doing this until you come close to the point, if that makes sense. So you'll keep going this way, that way, this way, that way. But normally, just doing 3 should be enough. So them 2, and them 2 should be enough. And then you'll come to the last twist. And then this one will be twisted right to the top. And your crystal will be a slightly different shape to this one, but it should work. You just think where you want the twists to lie on each side. So now when you come into the point, just make sure you don't overlap, because then you're going to have a little bit of like, you'll have like a little bit of, not wire, if that makes sense, there'll be like a little bit of a gap, that's it. There'll be a bit of a gap under your wire. So you need to make sure it's right, so that is like right to the top. You don't want it to go over that point. So when you've come right to the end, you should have 1 piece of wire from one side and 1 piece from the other. Can you see how they're crisscrossed? And then they're going to twist together. So twist 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you've got a bit of length there, so you can make sure you've got enough length so you can turn it over and have a loop. So I'm going to cut that off, and then I'm going to turn it over. If you're unsure, leave the lengths on and do that first to make sure you've got a bit of a loop. As long as you've got a loop where you're going to be able to fit one of these double jump loops through, you'll be fine. Could be the tiniest one ever, as long as that fits through. Then you're going to get these two bits and we're going to wrap them around the base of that. So you're going to wrap it around like this. Oh. Moved a bit there and cut them off. And then you can even just use your fingers, but I'm going to use my pliers. And then we've got a little loop at the top. So now what you want to do is get your crystal and add a jump loop. Ooh. Jump loop to it, and then get a 1 beaded chain, add one end of the 1 beaded chain to the top of that little jump loop and the other end to the bottom of the star. Then you've got your crystal on. Then what we want to do is get a jump loop and add it to the top of your incense holder. So it just goes in there. Then I want to get, what do we want to do? Get 3 beaded chain and a 3 beaded chain. Add one to the top and one to the bottom of your moon. So like one at the bottom there. One at the bottom there you're going to add and then close that. One to the top. And then you want 2 1 beaded chains. And add it to these holes here and close that up. So just the 2 little holes that are on the bottom of the moon. And then what you want to do is add 2 of these prisms to that. So you're going to add a prism to each side and close up. So where the 1 beaded chains are, you're adding a prism onto it. Where the 1 beaded chains are, you're adding a prism onto it. I'll show you. Close that up. So you've got them on both sides. And then I'm going to put this jump loop around the bottom. So it should go that way. And this bottom one here on the bottom of the moon is gonna link through the jump loop that's at the top, or the split ring, sorry, I always call them jump loops, but you know what I mean by this point. And then it should lie like that. And then I'm going to put a split ring at the top. Then I'm just going to get a piece of string. If you've got your kit, it should already be in there. And then tie it through that top loop. And then make a little loop there. And just tie it in a knot. Cut them ends off. Now get your 50cm piece of wire, and we're going to do our blossoms in, or our flowers in blue aquamarine today. So first what I'm going to do is get 5 of these beads, and I always try and make sure that some of them are big, some of them are small. So we're not using all the same size beads. And then I'll move it up about 5 centimetres up, and then I'm going to bend that on itself like so, so it's like this. And then I'm going to twist 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I think 8, no, 9, 10, we'll do 10. So then it looks like this. And then you should have a bit of length on there. Left over. Now we're going to go and use this longer part and add 5 more beads. So I'm going to add 1, 2, 3, 5. Move all the way down. Then you want the length of this wire here to be about the same as this. So this length from here to here, you want it to be about the same. It's about a fingernail. I'll actually measure it for you, just in case some of you like to measure. It's about 1 centimetre. So about 1 centimetre away and about 1 centimetre away. Then curl it round again. It doesn't matter, by the way, if it is slightly bigger. The length of the stem is slightly bigger, it doesn't matter. It'll still look just as nice because stems aren't always the same size. And then you're just going to do the same thing. So you're going to bend it again in half. Bend it again in half like that. And then these two are then going to be spun together or twisted together. So like that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Probably one more for good luck. And then it looks like this. Can you see? And then we're going to add 5 more. Right, now I've got 5 more, so I'm going to do the same thing again, about 1 centimetre away. So there's a centimetre gap between this and the beads. Then I'm going to make a little semicircle with them like this. Pop these two pieces of wire together and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like that. And that's your 3. Now what you want to do is twist these bits together. So make sure that all these are twisted down right to this base. And then you're going to twist this little length with the rest of the large length that you have. So twist 1. You're just going to twist it right up to the end of there. So you should have about 3 centimetres. And I'm going to cut that long bit that's still on off, so we've still got about 3 centimetres to play with there. And then you're going to do that 4 times. So this is the first time, so you need to do it another 3 times basically. Now I've got 4 of these. What I'm going to do is get my first one, and I'm going to put it through the triangle in the middle here. So you've got 3 triangles on each side, and I'm going to put it through the middle one. I'm going to put you closer here. So I'm going to pop it through there, and then that kind of lies on top. And then I'm going to go round and then back down again. So I'm kind of twisting it round there. Your pliers will come in help here if you need to pull it through. So I'm just going to, because this is quite fiddlier than I thought it was going to be. And then I think that should be enough, so I can probably, I'm going to pop that through the hole again, because I feel like I just want it to be very secure. So if I've got the length, I'm going to use it. Yeah, and then I'm going to cut off the very end there. Tuck that down with my fingers, so don't worry, I'm going to show you again. So then that's going to kind of sit like that. So the next part, I've got my next blossom, the next little flowers. I'm going to stick it through the centre one here, so there's 3. You stick it through the centre one. And then up. I'm going to go down again. It's very fiddly, this bit. Up again, and I'm going to go down again because I've got more length on it. Should be alright with just doing it twice, but if you've got the length, I would use it because you want it to make sure it's very extra secure. And pop it in the middle there, and then I'm just going to cut them little bits off at the end that are just sticking out. I've got 2 on there. Next one, so we stick it down through that middle one, and then we wrap it round once. And the last one. It's very fiddly. don't think I need to cut them ones off now. So that is, so I'm going to like kind of bend them all down a bit so then they're all kind of, but I'll hang it and then I'll show you how that looks.